Meet Daisy. She is a quarter horse Haflinger cross that is going to live with a new family on a free lease while her previous owner and rider heads off to college. Daisy is used to going to shows and events and has been trailered a lot of her life, but in recent years has gotten increasingly sour to getting on the trailer. And what we were told is, you're not going to get this horse on a trailer without using a chain on her nose. And so my friend gave me a call on the day of her relocation to ask if I might be able to come help and see if we could possibly do this without the chain. The scene we've dropped you into here is me returning to the trailer after my first attempt to load Daisy, where she flipped a 180, ripped the rope completely out of my hands, and ran up the farm dirt road on the property a ways. And this is us returning to the trailer and me keeping her attention with me 100% of the time to avoid going through that again. What I've learned about this particular horse is I had to keep her as mentally focused on me as possible, because even just starting to look one direction or the other was pretty quickly going to mean a flight from her that could be hard to stop. My philosophy is that all horses really are looking for peace, and so my approach with this trailer loading was to take away the peace, not by threatening her. My flag's not actually driving or threatening her. It's just creating a imbalance that she has to deal with. And as soon as she's focused on me and stays focused on me, there's peace. My flag in this is often used for blocking or to help disturb the environment to create a need for her to adjust. So right now, anytime she loses track of me, that flag goes into either block which way she's trying to start looking, so there's no out in either direction. So all she has is to stay focused on me, or if I need to, I'll use that flag to create some disruption to encourage her to try something different. Equally, or even more important than the blocking and disruption, is that she has to find that sweet spot and that peace. And at some point here, she really begins to relax and lick and chew. And I actually walk away and give her a break from the work right now. After a short break, it's time to get back into work. And I'm looking to create this kind of a mobile peace unit. And I'm expecting her to keep peace with me and to feel good. And we're going to take this little mobile peace unit all the way into the trailer. But I have to do it one step at a time when I lose her to make sure that she stays with me and gets in the habit of being really, really connected in order for this to work. This little spot's a good example of how I'm just blocking any other possibilities. So the lead rope blocks on one side, then the other, and the lead rope blocks from her backing up any farther. The only possibility is to stay right in that sweet spot with me, where everything goes into perfect peace as quickly as I can switch from this blocking to quiet. Clearly this horse does not want to get on the trailer, and my job here is to just make sure nothing else works out for her. I'm trying to stay unemotional. I don't get frustrated. It's not personal, but I'm really careful not to let her work out with that flip a 180 and rip the lead rope out and run down the lane. That's really important that does not start to work out for her, because the more times it works out, the more times she'll continue to try it and the harder she'll push into that evasion zone. Ideally, we want the horse to choose to get on the trailer and not be pushed on by force, either by driving her with fear or having to get a chain and make it impossible for her not to load. And the way that I'm working this is that all of her other choices are just not going to work out. And so she is going to have to choose to get on the trailer, but all the other things that she's trying, they just aren't good choices. And that's the approach that I use with getting a horse to load on the trailer. I really want to make sure, I have to emphasize again, that there's a lot of peace offered when she's making better choices or focused in the right direction. And that does help to shape her to figure out what is a better choice and not a better choice. And even though her choices are limited, she still has choices. And I would beg to say, even in our own lives, we may think that we have total freedom, but we're always limited to what choices are before us. And I'm just helping to narrow those choices down and make it really clear which are the good choices and which choices just don't work very well, and helping her to see which is the better choice. And going through this with patience is really key, and allowing her the time to think through when things are working out for her. And I love when Harry Whitney was asked once how he has so much patience with the horses. And he thought about it a moment and said, "It's not that I am more patient than anyone else. I just know at some point this is going to work out the way I'm shaping it up to work out." And the other thing I've heard is, don't worry, it can only take up to 3 days. So as I just continue in this conversation with this horse, really making sure to be clear when it works out, I think that keeping the eye on the fact that if you do this well, it's going to work out and the horse will feel good about it. And that's what matters most to me. Now, I am going to start to invite her to keep moving this little piece unit forward. And my flag right now is, for one, for sure still blocking, but then it begins to create more imbalance to say, hey, let's do something. Let's not just fall asleep and stop here forever. I'm glad you found some peace. Now let's move that piece forward. And then, of course, she's going to try to back off. And right here in this little moment of on getting those first 2 feet on, I'm also trying to allow her, if she needs to, pull her weight back a little bit so that she can get those feet up over the trailer step. So I'm just trying to work all of those details the best I can in real time here, allowing her what she needs to be able to do what I'm asking. Also notice I don't get really big and put a lot of pressure on her. I just hang in there, creating enough pressure to make her imbalanced and not feel that same peace if she stays where she's at. But I also don't need to throw her into the fear zone. I am just hanging in there in a similar pressure zone, and it's not a huge amount of pressure. It's just enough. And of course, Before things change, there's usually a pretty good question of, can I get out of this, which you just saw. And the answer is nope, you can't get out of this. I'm going to hang in here with you, and I'm going to keep asking until we get some change. None of what I'm doing with the flag is putting her in fear. The flag is just completely making her whole environment not feel at peace and in balance until she makes a change and tries something new. What I'm really hoping is to get enough pressure in the environment that encourages her to try to search for a different answer. Trusting me to get these first 2 feet up is a huge deal, so I give her a huge amount of peace and release, and then I'm actually going to do something she would not expect, and that's walk her right off and take a little break, just like I did when she came to calm in front of the trailer. After that little break, each time we come back, I'm going to expect that she can come pretty close to where we left off, and then I'll continue working from there. And it's the same motive the whole time. We find peace, and we take that little peace unit and we move it farther and farther in the adventure box. This clip is at 3 times the speed because it's the same thing we've been doing, only we're just doing it farther in the trailer. I'm blocking whenever her mind starts to look too hard to the exit, and I give her peace when she's really focused, and I start to ask her with a little gentle imbalance, can you think about getting up here a little bit farther? And so this way we just kind of move through some of this a little faster. This is actually the 3rd time we're loading and have unloaded this horse. And so with a few small lingering questions and not too much drama and no chain, we were able to get Daisy loaded safely and on her way for an uneventful trailer ride to her new home. And here's a freeze frame where my friend drops the videoing to go ahead and help us with the door. But the next day, the good news is they went ahead and loaded her from home, and they were able to do it with this system and process in about 5 minutes, which is pretty nice. So I do believe when you make it a good deal for the horse and they are involved in the process and make it their own choice, you can really have some long-lasting shifts that come in a situation like this. So look forward to hearing how Daisy progresses. Hope this video is helpful in giving you some ideas of how to help horses trailer more successfully. And until next time, have a great day.